Hello. I'm so happy to be at this AI wellness event. It's really been amazing, meeting all kinds of great people, a camaraderie. That's a beautiful thing to experience and feel. I love this whole avatar experience. It's fundamentally going to be able to change the world in communication. They made an avatar of me and others here that we'll be utilizing to get our message to the world faster. So that's very important for us, for all of us in this community. So I'm going to begin. Again, my name is James Strole, and I'm the director for the Coalition for Radical Life Extension, the producer of RadFest. RadFest is the largest event of its kind in the world for super longevity. Okay, now some people say, oh, okay, what's the difference between longevity and super longevity? So longevity is living as long as you can, healthy, with vitality, which is great, keeping yourself well, but eventually you perish, okay? But you're living as long as you can, healthy. Super longevity is what's called breaking that mortal barrier, and that's my talk today, how to break that mortal barrier. So I'm going to begin, because I'm a little bit short on time here, just jump right into this. Is my favorite subject, okay? And it's called the Immortal Lineage. Now we were born into what I call the mortal lineage. We're all born into a world that has pretty much bought the idea that we always have to die. And we create all kinds of coping mechanisms for that. We create ways to make it more palatable because we see it's inevitable. And many times we'll even create what I call imaginary immortalities, because innately in our bodies is this strong desire for life. It's in us, it's innate in us. And this is what I also call the immortal lineage, this fire that's in us for life. This seed of life that's always really been there, I think, I'm proposing that's always been there, and there's a lot of data on that this immortal seed has always been there. This seed of life, this desire that's kind of what I call a primal scream for life, has been there in us since fundamentally the first single-celled organism. So the immortal lineage then is the experience of this fire that's in us, this innate seed, to awaken it in our bodies. Now, this is powerful because like I say, we're born into a mortal world. And you could call that the immortal lineage. Our parents, you can't blame anybody for that. That's just been the program. Our parents had that same program. The parents are for them. And we're born into a world that we are traumatized by death and suffering. And we suppress that suffering because it is so strong. Again, we find all kinds of coping mechanisms to deal with it. So we're so traumatized, we don't really even get to know who we are because we're here such a short time. We don't understand really the capacities of the human body to actually regenerate and renew itself, and our ability really to connect that we've suppressed. So we have that in our bodies, and then we were born in the world, and then we collect a few things and create an environment around us that's beautiful. But then unfortunately we deteriorate and we die, and it's painful to see people you love experience that, much less yourself. So it's so important to have a mindset, though, to change this mindset around thinking you have to be born, age, and die. And that's what the immortal lineage is about, that it's a whole new mindset that's in our bodies, a seed of life that we can make contact with that can take us to a whole different space. My own experience in it is what it took me from here to here, meaning I went from a mortal consciousness, thinking that someday I have to die, it's inevitable. And even though I could see that there's many possibilities to expand life and the beauty of that, I still had this program in my body, and everybody does. But then when I had the experience that, and making contact with this immortal lineage in my body, that's already there. That's the great thing. This is not something we have to create. It's not something we have to just develop per se or study. It's already there in us. It's really pretty simple in one level, but it's deeper than just changing the mindset around life, around immortality. It's deeper than just thinking positive all the time. It's a deep connection to that innate ability there for us to, that cry, like I said, to live forever that's in us. And when we make contact with that, it completely can transform our thinking with ourselves and one another. When I had this experience about 2 years ago, I wanted to contact deeper with myself and other people. And so I brought together in 2016 with RadFest, all the top scientists and doctors in the world to promote super longevity, and it was been really successful. But at the same time, I seen people were still in this struggle all the time with their mindset. Well, so by changing that what you could call that mindset and making contact with this Immortal Lineage, everything works better. The science you do, the vitamins you take, the innovations you take, everything works better because you've aligned then your spirit, what I call this immortal spirit, with whatever you're doing. And it's going to work better. We know this already. There's a lot of data on this that proves that your mind, how you embrace something, is so important to how it's going to react and the benefit you're going to get from it. So I'm really excited about this because all new kinds of things are happening now within my world. I've been speaking this to people. I have another organization called People Unlimited Inc. in Scottsdale. It's a community of super longevity enthusiasts that we are come together as a community, and we educate and inspire each other to live a longevity lifestyle. But it's one thing to think about living a longevity lifestyle. It's another thing to get out of that pattern that we're in that comes from that death program. We want to live, but we're still living the old pattern of death. So this Immortal Lineage takes us out of that whole pattern of death. It transforms the body. That seed is already there, and when you embrace it, and like I said, you begin to feel that fire in your body for life, and you don't suppress your aliveness anymore. This is a key thing. We suppress our aliveness, and this is why I think we have so much disease and aging that goes on, especially the diseases we have, because the body has an ability to continuously renew itself, but as long as we're suppressing that life force, it can't renew itself as well. Now that doesn't mean it necessarily does away with it. We need innovations, and we need, because I'm talking about super longevity, living beyond all of our expectations, living possibly forever. And so this doesn't mean we don't need innovations and science to do that. It just means the Immortal Lineage is the platform of total, I'll say, focus on really who you are as an unlimited person, as an unlimited being that can actually live unlimited lifespans. You've embraced that. It's kind of like, I use the analogy when NASA went to space to go to the moon, and they asked the director, they said, how do you know? Do you think you're going to make it? And he said, I'm already there. I'm already there. So when we're already there, when we can experience in our bodies that we're meant to live, we're meant to be alive, we're meant to live unlimited lifespans, then you're embracing that from that full place, and then you become a different lineage. You are born out of, you might say, that mortal lineage into this immortal lineage. I know there's going to be a lot of, I welcome everybody's comments on this, their reactions. I don't own this concept per se. I'm not trying to promote another belief system or another religion per se. I'm saying this is our true innate ability to live. And so I welcome you for any of your responses, any ideas or thoughts you might have to elaborate. Anything new that we bring to this world, it's important to invite collaboration with it and conversation. And not to be afraid to say something new, not to be afraid to bring, because we need newness in this world that we haven't had before. We all know that the way we've been doing things hasn't gotten us where we need to go. So we need to bring the future to us. And this is what I'm talking about here today, the future of us actually embracing who we're really meant to be. And I'm saying the rest of everything else that we've been programmed is not really us. It's not the real persons that we really are. We are unlimited human beings, and we need to be able to manifest that, to enjoy that, and to feel the abundance of that. So feel free to interact with me. You can get hold of me at www.rlecoalition.com. You can also go to peopleunlimitedinc.com. My name again is James Strole, and I'm director of the coalition and owner of People Unlimited.